Welcome to Creative Living, where we help you live your most creative life. I'm Jane Klaus. As we spend more and more time at home, we thought we'd talk about home life. But first, let's take a look at what we have on the show. We visit with Manuel Builders to see how they make home buying easy. And Burns Pest Elimination is keeping the critters away from your home. Plus, we talk with Diane Kochilas about her new TV show, My Greek Table. That and so much more coming up on Creative Living. Home has become our workplace, our school, and our sanctuary all rolled into one. And at Manuel Builders in Louisiana, they have the experience to get you into a home to meet all of those needs.
My name is Missy Manuel and I'm co-owner of Manuel Builders. My husband Greg and I have a residential building company that's been in business over 55 years. We focus on custom on your lot and residential in subdivisions, speculative homes. Our core values are community, integrity, and excellence, and those are really important to us. We believe and love people, and we love building homes, safe places for them to do life and make memories.
Manuel Builders really caters to everyone. We have couples that come in and they're trying to downsize. We have first-time home buyers. We have families that are, they're growing. They've outgrown their first home and they're trying to build something that's going to fit their whole family and everybody have their own bedroom. We try to cater to all types of homeowners.
The three things that come to mind that a client should know about themselves when wanting to build a new home would be: 1. Do making decisions come easy to you? There are tons of decisions that will need to be made along the way, so knowing if you may need guidance would definitely help you find the builder right for you. 2nd, what is your lifestyle? How will the home contribute to your day-to-day life, and how will it enhance the way you function in the space? Lastly, what are your essentials? As in, what is your must-have list? What features and elements are important to you and will make your home unique to who you are and match how you live?
For homeowners that are looking to build a custom home, I would say that we are definitely a fit for you. We offer tons of options and everything is located in our design center, so that way it's a seamless and easy process for you and less stressful.
This may sound a bit unusual, but my absolute favorite space to design is the living room, primarily because it's the heart of the home and there are so many things to consider. Living rooms are used to entertain and socialize with friends, yet it's also a place of refuge for individuals and family members to rest and relax from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Elements such as lighting, views in and out of the space, and the overall layout are all important to making this space feel a certain way. Tailoring that correctly to each homeowner is always very important to me.
It's so important for us to connect with the homeowners on a personal level, so that way we can really understand how they live and what they need in their new home.
I would think that anytime someone decides to build, they're really looking to create their forever home. Something that really speaks to who they are and something that they can create that really works well for their family and their way of life.
When a customer walks into their home for the first time, I want them to be able to see the craftsmanship, and I want them to feel like they're walking into their dream home for the first time.
I am so thrilled to introduce you to our next guest, Diane Kochilas. She is an award-winning author, television host, and an expert on Greek life. Hi, Diane.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so happy you're joining us. I'm great. Diane, you're coming to us from Greece. You're in Athens right now. How are things there?
Things are quite a lot calmer than they are on the other side of the Atlantic, which is a very welcome change.
You've really spent a lot of your life instructing others and educating us about good food and cooking. Where did that passion for food and cooking come from?
Rule number one is you have to love to eat. So I think that's kind of where it all began. But I'm from a Greek family, so food was always very, very important. It was always the center of the family life every day. We grew up in different times. There was no internet. There weren't all these distractions. So the meal was the meal, and we had to be there every single day at a certain time. I could run out and play all day, but I had to be back for dinner.
And so what's really exciting is that you are the host of My Greek Table, and you just launched your 3rd season. I'm telling you, I have it recorded on my DVR because I love the show. Tell everybody a little bit about the show.
This season, this is our 3rd season on public television, and it started, this was sort of a lifelong dream. I've been in Greece a long time. I'm originally from New York. I've always gone back and forth, but the 3rd season is really beautiful. We do islands. I visit a lot of different islands and coastal areas. So places like Mykonos, sort of the undiscovered side of Mykonos, and Tinos, which is another island of the Kyklades, which has amazing food, but also is very well known for its marble sculpting. We went to Chios, which is another really interesting place. I did 2 episodes there.
When we talk about the show My Greek Table, the idea behind it is to share Greek culture and the cuisine, or are you covering the people and the places and everything else, including food?
I would say it's definitely food-centric. It's food and travel, but every episode has a story. So we did some interesting stories that were always around some aspect of food, and then by telling that story, we also tell the story of a place. So, for example, in Paros, I visited a young man who gave up what was a budding career in international relations and went back to his grandparents' land on Paros and decided to be an organic, like a totally holistic, organic farmer. So that was kind of my MO. That was how I shaped and structured each episode, finding something interesting in every place and building a story around that, and through that showing people the local food and of course the local culture and the beauty of the place.
When people watch your show, My Greek Table, what do you hope that they get out of it? What do you hope that they learn from the Greek lifestyle from your show?
In terms of cooking, I hope they learned that really good food doesn't have to be complicated. It's really about ingredients and keeping things in season. The Mediterranean, a lot of plant-based and plant-forward food. So that's something that I think people have really embraced. The other thing is definitely sharing this way of living throughout the Mediterranean, but I think in Greece it's very pronounced, which is kind of just chill out a little bit. Relax. It's not.
We can live that life. We can see that life through you and your show, My Greek Table. Diane, it was such a pleasure to have you on the show. Everybody needs to check out Diane's show, My Greek Table. Go to her website for the schedule and the listings. Thanks, Diane. One trend that home experts are predicting as a result of the pandemic are more robust surfaces to be used in designs. Think glass and stainless steel, copper, and other antimicrobial surfaces. Don't go anywhere. We've got more creative living coming up. Creepy crawlies will be a thing of the past with Burns Pest Elimination. And we introduce you to an artist who's impacting change with his Heroes of Color. At Burns Pest Elimination, they believe service makes the difference. And for this family-owned business, they made it their mission to get rid of those pests around your home.
Hi, I'm Dave Burns. I'm the president of Burns Pest Elimination. You know, when the whole COVID thing started, we took a little different perspective. What we really wanted to be was a steward in the community. So what we did, we started Keep Local Doors Open. And what it did is we just took our money and we invested it back in the community to identify small businesses in our communities, and we spotlight them on our advertising programs. We've been in these communities for 37 years. The Phoenix metro area, Phoenix, Mesa, Tempe, Chandler, the Tucson area, the Las Vegas, Southern Nevada area. We're a staple there. We are homegrown people in these communities. So We feel that if we're going to recover quickly from this, that most of us really didn't have any control over, it's up to us. It's up to us as individual business owners, people of the community, families of the community, to support the community. When a customer brings Burns into their home to take care of their pest problems, you can expect, number one, for us to be professional. We're going to be on time. We're going to respect your life, your personal things. Safety is always our number one concern. So we're going to always look at your environment so that what we ultimately give you is the very best in service, with the very best in protection, and know that for 37 years we've stood behind it and will stand by it for another 37 years. I think the biggest value that Burns provides people is the fact that it's a family-run company. We started in 1983. My family really had been involved in family businesses most of my young life, and Burns was an opportunity for us to do that again. So in 1983, my father, my brother, and we started Burns Pest Elimination. We started it from basically ground zero. I think we had 43 accounts when we started this company, and today, gosh, we have in excess of 80,000 accounts. If you have a problem, you can pick up the phone and you can actually call Dave Burns. You can call Danny Burns. You can get an actual Burns any point in the day if you need to. And I think the fact that our mission statement says that we're going to be the very best in customer service, providing satisfactory results to each and every one of our valued clients, says it all when it comes to what we stand for. We're all about family.
An artist decided to create an animated series to educate his kids about their history. And in the process, he created a series that's inspiring all children.
Heroes of Color is an animated series that I created to help give my children a little bit more cultural education. I felt as a parent in their schooling, they weren't really including enough of Latino heroes, African American heroes, indigenous. So I sort of created this series to first help my children. And as a result, I saw the impact that it was actually having on other kids and adults. I'm a huge comic book collector, and several times I'll come to the office with my kids and we'll look through the comic books, and my son just randomly asked me how many black superheroes there were. And I was like, oh man, there's tons of them. So as we started looking through our books, we couldn't find any. I think I had one or two. I Googled Heroes of Color. And while I did get some heroes that came in, like superheroes, I actually started getting real people who had accomplished, remarkable things. And the interesting thing was these were people that I had never heard of. That's really when the series started to take shape.
The 369th, like other black units, were reassigned to 2 French divisions.
La France.
They spent a total of 191 straight days on the front lines, longer than any other American unit, black or white.
The first hero was actually a group. It was the Harlem Hellfighters, and it was an all-black military unit that served in World War I. You see the artwork coming to life as you watch the video, and it captures your attention. And so while you're captivated with the artwork, you're actually learning something about this individual or their achievements or whatever, a little piece of history. And it keeps you there long enough to understand what the person's obstacles were and how they overcame these obstacles.
Dr. Pantoja founded Aspira in 1961, a non-profit organization dedicated to improving education in Latino communities.
My idea was I wanted to keep reaching people, so I decided to do a children's book called Little Heroes of Color. And this was going to be a way for me to continue to get the word out while I worked on the video series. It was published through Scholastic. They're global. The more colorful it looks, the more attractive and enticing it is. And while they're stuck on how beautiful it looks, as they start actually reading it, they start learning about different cultures and different individuals from different ethnic backgrounds. Pretty much everything that I do with the artwork that I create is very focused on education. My company, Heroes of Color LLC, my tagline is educating through art. And that's it. Then that's exactly what it is.
Another trend being predicted is home offices. With more and more people working from home, buyers are looking for houses with office space. And also, houses outside the city, since commuting to work won't be as important. Stick around, we've got more coming up on Creative Living. We talked to Manuel Builders about design trends in the market. And if you're reaching for the potato chips and candy too much, we've got some help to stop that mindless munching. The desires of homebuyers are changing now that we're spending so much time in our houses. Manuel Builders tells us the trends that they're seeing.
I think there are two design features that everyone needs. Number one would be a trash pull so that you don't have to have your trash can out in the kitchen. It's one of my favorites. And a floor outlet so that if you float your furniture in your living room, you don't have cords running from one side of the room to the next. I'm seeing a lot more interest in studies. People want a space where they can do their Zoom meetings quietly and kind of get away from the fuss of daily life while they're home with kids and family members. I think we're still going to see a lot of white and a lot of creams. We are still seeing some accents that are navy blue and gray that are pretty popular. And I've seen in some of the design magazines that gray for the wall is coming back in, so we'll see. I think some of the top features in a custom build right now would be outdoor spaces. People are really, into outdoor grills and outdoor fireplaces and just outdoor living spaces. Other features would be bathrooms. People are doing freestanding tubs. Their large showers seem to be pretty popular, showers that look over into the bathtub. The showers and the tubs tend to be really the centerpiece of the master bath.
Creative Living has much more coming up. If stress has you eating everything in the house, then you'll want to stick around for our tips. Well, most of us have experienced stress eating, ripping open a bag of chips or eating a pint of ice cream and then feeling horrible afterwards. So here to help us out on how to curb our stress eating habits is registered dietitian and nutritionist Dawn Jackson Blatner. Hi, Dawn.
Hey, this topic, man, stress eating, this is a hot topic.
It sure is. We all stress eat, so why do we turn to food when we're stressed out?
All right, here is the best answer. Think about this. Stress eating for an adult is a temper tantrum, right? So when we're kids and we don't get our way and things aren't going right, we throw our hands up, we scream, we, pounce our feet. Well, as adults, that's frowned upon, right? So it's like, what can we do when things aren't going our way or get overwhelming? Well, our temper tantrum is turning to food.
How do we manage that stress eating?
So here's what we do when it's a kid throwing a temper tantrum. You need naps and snacks. For adults, what we need is we need to sleep 7 to 8 hours every night, and we need to eat 3 meals a day. So when we are well fed and we are sleeping, here's what's gonna happen. Less temper tantrums, less stress eating. Now, it doesn't get rid of it totally, but those two things are power plays when it comes to dealing with stress. But the other thing to think about is truly, after I eat, I kind of feel good. And so having something called a joy list is magic. And what a joy list is what can you do that's not in the kitchen that would bring you joy that's not eating? And people have a hard time with this. I mean, it took me a long time to figure out what brought me joy. But joy could be like waking up and seeing the sun or having a cup of coffee outside. And that's what food does for us. It gives us a little high, a little buzz. And doing joyful things that aren't eating can also give you that higher buzz.
So, yeah, we crave comfort foods, we crave sweets. What if a joy list or exercise is not enough? How do we curb these cravings?
All right, can I blow your mind for a second?
Yes.
Okay, how about we don't try and curb cravings? How about instead we lean into cravings and we say, what am I craving? And we try and do exactly that, but with just a little bit of a healthy swap in there. So, when you're thinking about like, oh, I'm craving ice cream. Well, how about you do it? But instead of a huge bowl of ice cream, you have a huge bowl of berries with a little bit of ice cream, right? So you're still getting what you crave. You're not trying to deny yourself, but you're doing it in a healthier way.
Dawn, no longer am I going to stress eat. I am going to listen to what you have to say and implement all of your advice. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
For more information on Dawn, just head to her website. Thanks so much for joining us here on Creative Living. We hope everyone stays safe and healthy. I'm Jane Klaus, and I'll see you next time.